Grow, Sell, and Retire is a podcast for aspirational entrepreneurs and inspirational business owners who want to work less, earn more, and even more importantly, have an awesome time while doing it. Your host, BD Dalton, author of True Gravity, is here to give you the systems, processes, and actions for you to create the wealth that you've always dreamt about. Get your pencil, paper, and brain ready for secrets and top tips from his 25 years of experience in helping people build wealth. Here's your host, BD Dalton.
Hey, Grow, Sell, and Retire listeners, BD here, looking at secrets for the lazy overachiever. This summer, I had the pleasure and privilege to visit Rome. Took my family there, blazing hot, but we went to the Colosseum, and I wanted to run you through how amazing the Romans were at customer service and how they made it so that they serviced the right clients at the right speed with the right tools and made it an amazing time for them. So let's walk through the Colosseum. Here's some facts. Did you know that it was basically just an amphitheater? If you haven't been there, then you'll have seen it's not just an amphitheater. It's an amazing, huge structure falling apart through different earthquakes and things like that. But it was called the Colosseum because there was a Colossus, an actual giant statue that was placed outside of the Colosseum, outside of this amphitheater. And they called it the Colosseum because it had this Colossus out in front of it. So just think of that. If you had put a Xerox out in front of a copier or out in front of the Colosseum itself, it could have been called Xerox Stadium. It could have been called anything like that. So it was one of those original pre-naming of a stadium instead of it being based on what it actually was or what the people were doing in it. So we went on the tour. It was amazing. You sat there, and some of the first things you thought about were, oh my gosh, there's so much stuff that happened here, not only to build it and to get it there, just like in your business, it takes so much just to build first the foundations and then build each stage as you go through. But let's walk through some of the details that you need to be looking at that the Romans did thousands of years ago to make it so that they service their clients better. One is, have you ever heard of the word vomit? Vomitorium. Vomitorium isn't actually a place. It's not actually a location. It's the way that the Romans made it so that you got to your seat, your place in the business faster. So it was the way that they used the stairs to get you to your seat as fast as possible. So let's think about that when it comes to your business. So you have a specific type of client, big client, small client. You have people that buy a lot from you, a little from you. You have some high-end clients. Let's call them silver, gold, and platinum. How are you going to get them to choose where they are the fastest? Whether that's by price or whether that's by making sure that they buy those items from you, how they engage you, how many times a year they talk to you, things like that. So let's look at the vomitorium system. So if you walked in, you know how when you walk into a stadium or you've gone to a rock concert or whatever it was, you go into gate 1C. And then that puts you up to the third level. Then that puts you out on the floor where you're going to watch the concert or you're going to watch the game. That was invented by the Romans. They made it so you got to your seat faster than anything else. So when you're looking at your business, how do you make it so that people select themselves right into the spot where they're either going to be, let's pretend like it's a service industry, where they're going to be called once a year, twice a year, or 4 times a year? How do you make it so that they choose themselves into that spot? Here's a couple of ideas. One is the level of services that they buy from you. So the level of times that they have to engage with you. If they buy more products from you, then they'll be a 4-time-a-year customer. Or if they buy a medium amount from you, let's say that more is 12 times they buy from you a year, every month. And let's say the other time is that they buy from you 6 times a year, so they become a twice-a-year chat. And then let's say that they only buy 2 or 3 products. They're one-off people, so they're a 1-time-a-year. So you need to make sure that you start to build a CRM, a client relationship management system, that makes sure that you're engaging with those clients to either put them straight into their spot or move them up by making them pay or engage you just a little bit more. So those vomitoriums were a big thing. And guess what? When you looked at overall with the way that the Colosseum worked, the ground floor where you actually saw all of the action going on, where you saw the things happening, were at a high level, and they were 2 levels above where the actual things were happening below. So where you saw the sand, where you saw the arena grounds, below that were 2 different levels. One is where they actually stored the animals and they stored the things, the battle, the weapons, things like that. The next level up was where they actually stored the gladiators and the fighters that were going to go out onto the field of battle into the Colosseum and be there so that they could entertain or work with their audience. So when you look at what you're doing in your business, those first and second floors, those principal areas are the ones that you really don't want the people to see. You want them to see and engage you where the magic happens. That's on that Colosseum floor. That's where everything happens on a regular basis. But the stuff that happens in the background underneath that Colosseum floor are the things that you need to make sure are crystal clear, very focused, and ready to move forward. So you need to look at the way that your people are engaging and ready to talk to and prepare to engage with your clients on that field of battle, on the Colosseum floor. So you need to make sure that your team knows how to speak to your clients, what they want to hear, what they want to see. So today, are we going to have lions fighting lions? Are we going to be having lions fight gladiators? Which they actually told us in Rome that you never actually had any animals fighting humans. They also said that there was never, and according to popular legend, that there was never any naval battles. So they didn't fill the Colosseum with water and float naval battles out there. But you really have to make sure that the stuff that happens underground on that first and second level really make it so that when your client is sitting in front of you, where the magic happens, where the money is made, that everything happens seamlessly, because that's where you make your money. So the first and second levels are those systems, making sure you have standard operating procedures of how people are talked to on the phone. Standard operating procedures about how you receive clients when they're going to walk into the magic area, when they're going to be walking in where you're selling them. That's when you really have to make sure that those standard operating procedures are great. And that second level up is that your people are the right people to be engaging that audience. So sometimes if you have people that don't dress in a certain way to meet with clients, that you're there. So if you were going into a Michelin star rated restaurant and you walked in there and the waiters and waitresses had on jeans and sloppy shirts, they don't look the part. So if that restaurant floor is your arena status and that's where the magic is about to happen, then you are not dressed like your clients are expecting and they won't come back. So you're looking at all those things. Then guess what? The richer clients, the wealthier clients in Rome were the ones that actually sat the closest to the arena floor. And then the next richest, so if we were talking about that tiered system again, platinum, they get to sit close to the floor. They get to see everything that you do in your business. So if you send out a newsletter to all of your clients, there needs to be a special bit that goes out to your platinum clients. There needs to be a special note from the boss, a special note from the team, something that's more particular, more engaging to those platinum clients, the people that are right there. And guess what? Guess what happened? In between each one of those premium platinum clients, there were archers. There were archers on the pitch just in case one of the gladiators went rogue and they were going to try to attack the crowd and kill somebody. If one of those lions tried to escape and tried to attack somebody in the crowd, the archers were there to protect them. Your archers are those people in your business that are making sure that they're standing and protecting those client relationships, making sure that they're so engaged with your clients that if somebody comes in and says, "Hey, I've got a cheaper product," there's an arrow that shoots straight out and says, "Oh yeah, well, if you went there, you wouldn't be able to do this. If you went there, you wouldn't get our level of service. If you went there, here's what you would miss out on. We would miss you, but we're going to protect from anything happening when it gets to that magic zone." then the next level up, then the next level up. So you need to look at making sure that you're protecting those. But those platinum clients, those people that are your 80-20, those people that pay, or 20% of your clients that pay you 80% of your money need to be protected. Those archers. Who are those archers in your business? Take a second, write them down. 1, 2, 3, write them down. If you haven't written them down, then you need to make sure that you have those archers in place before the end of this week. Next thing, when I was really looking at it, is there was a fleet of mariners, sailors, that had basically an overcarriage or a ceiling or a canvas that went over the top of the entire Colosseum. And when the sun was too bright, these mariners were tasked with pulling in these huge sails that went over the top of, or putting out these huge sails that went over the top of all of the clients that were down below. So what are you using to make sure that your clients feel protected and loved and protected from those elements from the outside world? How are you making sure that they understand that? If you're doing software, how are you making sure that if you're selling websites, things like that, that their antivirus is protecting them? If you are selling law, how are you making sure that it's not only the law you're talking about, but those canvases are, did you know about this tax change? Did you know about things that are not there, that are just about your business, but they're about the clients? How do you keep that beaming sun off of your clients? Who are your, or what are your trained, professional, high-end sailors that are pulling those huge sails over the top to protect your clients that are down below and paying you lots of money? Those things are really important in everything that you're doing. So you really need to go back through. I'm a huge fan of having systems in place, because if a goldfish or a monkey can run your business, your enterprise value goes skyrocketing. You know, if you haven't heard before about my 6 levers that make sure that you increase the value of your business. And those 6 levers are so important when it comes to making sure that you can make a lot of money for your clients first and for you second. So when you're looking for your Roman holiday and you want your business just to be roaming around, you want to make sure that you've got things in place like your vomitoriums. Sorry for the rude and crude analogy there, but in general, that is how are we going to get these clients as fast as we possibly can into their proper seats, platinum, gold, silver, however you rank it, however they're paying you. That's what you really need to focus on. Who are the archers that are protecting those clients? How are you making sure that on that first and second level that those clients are being serviced with the right services and serviced by the right people? It was a big thing, a big growing experience. If you haven't been to Rome before, go to Rome. Probably don't go in August because it was smoking hot, which is great if you're in business, especially selling ice cream, but it's not so good if you're there on tour trying to keep yourself cool. So this has been BD Dalton. If you want to know more about me, go to the website, bartdaltonconsulting.com. Outside of that, I'd really love to see you on Space Camp, which is our online learning tool. And after that, if you want to see it, hopefully coming out here in January, Grow, Sell, and Retire, the book will be ready for you. If you want to hire me, look at it. Like I said, bartdaltonconsulting.com. Look forward to seeing you soon. Secrets for the lazy overachiever. Talk to you later. This has been BD Dalton.
Thanks for joining us on Grow, Sell, and Retire. For more information, tools, or to book one of our team members to work with your team, business, or to speak at your event or conference, visit bartdaltonconsulting.com or email contact@bartdaltonconsulting.com. Buy the book True Gravity on Amazon. If you want to work for the rest of your life, that is your business. If you don't, that is ours.